Hey everybody, what's up? My name's Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
And today we're taking a look at Horrified World of Monsters, the fourth game in the Horrified series.
Yes, but in this one, things are going to get a little weird. So normally we are the humans battling the monsters, but now we are also monsters battling the monsters, but good monsters, like Halloween Town style.
It's like Halloween Town.
It's like Halloween Town. So if that sounds like something you might want to play, then just keep watching.
Awesome. So if you aren't familiar with Horrified, this is a family-weight cooperative game similar to Pandemic or other games like that where we're putting out fires, but these fires are monsters trying to chase us and kill us. And there's civilians who keep coming out of their houses for some reason and need to be transported to the other side of town. Anyway, we're going to try to manage that while fighting these monsters and their puzzles.
There's always one person like that in a horror movie.
Yeah, they just go like, oh, what do I do? Yeah, anyway, okay, so we have four monsters. We have the Yeti, who we are trying to find the Yeti's lair and bring back their three children who have wandered out into our world. Sorry, we didn't mean to take your children. Second, we have Jiangxi, who is this Chinese vampire.
Yes.
And he is chasing us down, trying to suck the life out of us. We need to find his moon shrine and construct a coin sword, which is of Tetris-shaped pieces that we'll create, and then we will attack him with his coin sword. Then we have the Sphinx. The Sphinx, we have to answer riddles by going up to him and giving him items that will add up to specific numbers in a grid, and then we'll defeat him. And then last but not least, we have Cthulhu himself, the king of the void. Yes. He's going to come out of the center of the board. He's going to come attack us. There's going to be chaos. He's going to raise the terror level as Cthulhu does in every game that he's in. And we will try to open up the door to his lair, lure him back to the void. He'll suck down into the void, but it's not over yet. There is a boss battle, and that is the probably most unique new thing about this game. Yes. Is that we will teleport to the city of Riley, where we will attack him with items and try to put manacles on his tentacles until he is completely locked down, at which point we will all combine our strength of our items and defeat Cthulhu. It's wild.
So even though he's gone into the void, you still have to defeat him, because the lore, if I understand it, is that everything and us have all come out of the void on the planet, on like our human planet, but like
I knew that.
Yeah, but you have to lock Cthulhu down so he can't pop back up again. Yeah. But that is a general overview. So there's going to be 4 new monsters in this. So those are the monsters. Let's dive into the heroes.
Yeah, so our heroes are lovely, honestly. So I have my favorite. It is the Guardian. He is this lovely little robot who is very dapper in his nice little tie and suspenders and hat. But his whole special power is not only does he get 5 actions, he can guide other heroes, and it doesn't even take an action. So I can just take everybody with me and hug them, and then I can have all the items and I can tank all the damage.
He is very powerful, especially like if you're playing more than a 2-player game. He's very helpful.
Oh yeah.
The one, my favorite, is going to be the Buccaneer, which is the skeleton-like guy. Looks like Benny from Halloween Town.
He wanders out of the saloon at the beginning of the game.
But his action, his special power is if he can discard 1 item at the beginning of his turn, and instead of having 3 actions, he's now going to have 7 actions. So if you can swing that, he can be pretty powerful.
Next up, we have the Fortune Teller, who is an incredibly useful character. Basically, at the start of their turn, they can turn right up the next monster card because they get to see it, not for an action, before the monster card will actually be drawn. So that can be extremely helpful in the game. Yes. We then have the Parapsychologist, who is our lovely little item gatherer. He can distribute items to any players regardless of where they are on the board. And lastly, we have the Investigator, who the Investigator is kind of actually like a clutch, like pick sometimes. They can discard 2 items to take any 1 item from the discard pile, meaning they can like help curate to get the exact item you need. So I really like them, first of all. I think compared to Greek monsters especially, they were all really straightforward. They were easy to understand. They also had really fun, unique puzzles. I think building the coin sword was probably one of my favorites, but I really like the Cthulhu boss battle.
If you can get Cthulhu into the void, he can just kind of go on pause for a minute. I mean, he can maybe attack you and pull you down, But in general, he's going to be kind of less of a nuisance to you. Like,
For
you're
sure.
not constantly being killed by him.
Yeah. The Yeti is a fun character, so you have to guide the children to the lair once you find the lair. I do like the lairs that were introduced in Greek Monsters. I actually think they're quite fun.
Yes.
The interesting thing about the Yeti that's probably one of my biggest critiques with the game is that based on the way that they spawn, they have like fixed spawn locations. There are 2 layers that are significantly closer to the Yeti's children than the others because they're all kind of near the bottom, and there's 2 layers in the bottom where a layer can even spawn in the location that the Yeti's child starts.
Yeah, I think the first 2 times we played, we got really lucky, and like we were able to defeat the Yeti really quickly.
Because one of the locations has a child on it and a child next to it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, so easy. But then when they were not there, it was very hard.
Yeah. And so the way that you move them is by guiding them. You cannot move, at least the way it's written, you can't move with them as like a citizen. So you have to guide them, move, guide them, move, guide them, move. So it takes a lot more actions to get them across the board. I don't know if that was as intended. Gonna ask Mike at Gen Con, but
yes, because last time we played, we ended up doing a house rule where we just decided it's treated as a citizen action, and like they can just come along with you for the ride. Yeah.
That almost made it a little too easy, so I can kind of see where it came from. But it is kind of strange that like it can be so different depending on where that layer ends up. But maybe that just means that's one of the last ones that you go after.
One change that's different during this game is that there are only 4 monsters as opposed to the other Horrifieds that have come out. You're going to see 7 in the original, and then the other ones have 6. So this one only has 4, which is interesting.
Plus a boss battle. We'll
Plus
call it
a
5.
boss battle, which, we're counting that as 5. So, and then the original Bride and Frankenstein, they battle. They're on the same team. So 6, we're gonna say this is missing one.
Yeah.
But like, why do you think they did that? Do you think it makes up for it, or do you find it odd?
Yeah, actually, I was a little bit disappointed that there were only 4. I think that the 4 that they designed are perfectly great. They're really fun characters. I think I even would be fine with there being 4 monsters, but I kind of then wish that, with all the plastic in the other games, that they would have added more minis. They could have either made the Cthulhu boss mini not be a standee, or they could have given the Yeti's 3 children to be small minis. I think that would have been really cool. They look like they're supposed to be standees.
Yes, I was about to say, at the very, very least, I wish they had plastic standees because they're just kind of lying on the ground, but they have a little notch like they're supposed to have plastic standees. So I'm not really sure what happened.
Yeah. So I really do wish that they had more plastic in this expansion. Though, that said, now that we've kind of pulled them all out, I gotta say the quality of these minis has drastically improved since the original Horrified.
Yes.
We got these nice thick minis, and actually now seeing them all side by side, I would say Greek Monsters probably had the strongest sculpts out of all of them, which overall was not our favorite game, but there are a couple good monsters in it.
So one of the things that comes with World of Monsters is that it has the option to be able to combine with Greek monsters. So you can mix and match those characters, and that there are some rules that give you some options on how to do this. It's not as straightforward as just adding them in and then playing the game.
Yeah, so we knew when Greek Monsters came out that they were starting to create a plug-and-play system. So they created these generic icons. The generic icons could trigger certain monsters. They created these layer tokens that go face down. Now, when World of Monsters comes out, you're going to see we have 4 layer tokens, but it's a different shape, different icon set. So you, when you mix them, you actually keep these placeholder blank ones, and when you draw a blank one, you actually draw a random one from your face down Greek ones that you have set aside. Also, the item colors are different, but I think most confusing of all is that the blue and the green items swapped. So the blue item maps to the green item, and the green item maps to the blue item. So there's like some item confusion that's like kind of hard to deal with.
I feel like they printed it after and then they decided, oh wait, it felt like kind of like an afterthought, and then they just have like this blank blue equals green like chart in the back. It just feels, for something that I thought that they knew that it was going to be like this thing that was going to connect, it felt like a lot of like substitutions, like they were just trying to make it work. We did play it several times and it works.
I will say actually
it went a lot more smoothly than I originally thought it was going to.
Yeah, actually didn't struggle at all with this, but I could see in a dimly lit room, or if you had trouble with color, the icons are not the same in the 2. So you only have to rely on the color. So if you get the like yellow lightning bolt, it matches with the ghost, or like these different symbols, like the purple cup matches with the like purple eye. And so you kind of have to like see the colors really well to know when to activate them.
I feel like they did this with the thought that like maybe not that many people are going to want to combine them in play, so they wanted it thematically to still match up, and the people that really wanted to combine them, that there would be a way to do it.
And to be honest, I think that's probably true.
Yeah.
Because I would personally want to stay within one world, and I think I'd want to mostly play Greek and then mostly play World of
so I think they went by the fact that like most of the people out there are probably just going to have one or the other, or just like only play that in that world. But if you want the option to combine them, that is available for you. Art in this game is beautiful.
I think it's the best one.
Yeah, every single card is like they always do a great job, but then this one just particular, it's just very detailed, very thematic. All of the items, all of like the creatures, and then all the people that come out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I absolutely love the art for the heroes. I think the skeleton guy and the guardian are like super nice.
Not just the art, the flavor text is also really good.
Oh, it's so fun. Yeah, they did a fantastic job. So Howard T. Owlman is the cryptozoologist, and he kind of has this whole page on the front of the rule book that tells the story of the stewards of the Shrouded Void. And then you get into the cards, and it's like, who would have known? And it's who, because it's an owl. It's pretty great. But the storytelling's very good.
Yeah, but then all like the characters that come out, like the citizens, they all have flavor text that adds to the story, to like the world that you're building, as well as those cards that you get when you actually return a citizen. Those are...
Yeah, the perk cards.
Yeah, the perk cards are very detailed and very realistic.
Gives you like schematics with like instructions on how to use the tool.
This is how you would actually use this item and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that. So there's all these Horrifieds. Which one do I get if I could only get, let's say 2? Let's say they already own the original. They already own the original. Okay. Which one do they get? They already own the original, and then, because I always think you should get the original just if I think it's a great Halloween game. Yeah. But what about the other ones?
I like the theme of this one the most. I think this one has the best theme, and I think I think it's beautiful. I think it's really fun. I think the heroes are really well balanced and really fun. I am going to ding major points for the fact that there's only 4 monsters to fight instead of 6. And that, with American Monsters already being a close second for me, is going to make it really hard for me to choose this over American Monsters. Yeah, but I really do enjoy World of Monsters. I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah, honestly, it's just a really fantastic production. If you like steampunk, if you like this sort of like, okay, I got a robot with a hat and a suit, if you like that kind of thing, like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. This very like BioShock sort of vibe. It's really, really phenomenal. I really enjoy this game, and will absolutely play again anytime somebody asks.
Yes, so. If you are looking for a new game to spice up your Halloween season, then I think this one would be a great one. While we say it's a family game, it is the upper family game. So like someone's gonna have to know how to run those monsters, a confident gamer, I think. But then everyone else can kind of follow along and jump in. But thank you so much to Ravensburger for sending us this copy. We loved getting a chance to check it out. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know whenever we put out a new video. And we'll see you next time.
Happy playing!